AJ is a grown man. He shouldn't be still staying at his parents' house. And you shouldn't be sitting there monitoring how much I smoke every day, and you haven't made no payment for anything that you've requested or booked me for. You have made no payments to my developers and sales. You have made no payments to the producers that you can prove, which is, it shows a lack of payment. Which, how much is my booking fee? How much did I tell them that my booking fee was? In 2016, it was told how much my booking fee was $250,000 an hour. And I told them that I was booking for $100,000 an hour, and I had a no compensation clause in my contract. And I have lifted the contract over the no payment clause in the contract completely in 2022 this year. But inside the payment plans, I get paid as a developer and a designer for all of my projects and programs. And none of them have paid out the developers and the producers, because not only am I the designer and the owner of the company, but I also produce and design my own projects within the company. And they feel like when they look at their budgets and stuff and they're requesting or booking me and stuff, that they don't have to pay the developer and the plan writer for just the very basics of getting their project up to standard and up to code to where they can actually operate it. So I haven't been paid by anybody. It's not that I'm just broke just because I'm broke. It's just because people can't afford to pay for the booking requests and stuff that they make. And that includes in my family, where they expect everything to be done for free. So now Melody's in here. Of course, I just told on you, AJ, you've been smoking for a while, this, that, and the other. I'm ready to move into your room. Well, you know the gold that's in here? Local government, federal credit union gold, to where they're saying AJ should be able to move into his first house right now. And y'all are stopping him because he smokes or this, that, and other, because you're up under his parents' house. And under his parents is whatever their rules is goes, but they're not following the law to the state of North Carolina. And my mom's a public teacher. She's a public school teacher and a public educator. And my dad, he claims the scoutmaster position and the scout so much along with his buddies and friends. You have to be careful because y'all are on the state dollar, and the state is the ones watching me do this, that, and the other. The state of North Carolina, where we're in the state of North Carolina. I make sure to document most of my stuff so the state knows where I'm at, what I'm doing, who's not paying, who's on their budget, who's on the state dollar, who's a public educator or works for the state or federal or government system and is not paying AJ as a developer or a designer, because I told them how much I get paid per request. And how much do I get paid per request these days? Anywhere from $10 million a booking fee for an hour. It's $10 million an hour for a booking request. $10 million an hour. Now Melody thinks that, well, AJ's grown. I need the room that AJ's in, so because Leah's now having another baby, then babies shouldn't be put through stress just because of what their parents are doing and going through this, that, and the other. It's time for AJ to go. He's been here 6 years, and y'all haven't paid me a 9. You haven't made arrangements. How many times have I asked for arrangements since 2017 to be moved into a place of my own, to be moved into a house on my own, on the company dollar and the family dollar, and everybody said, no, let's just leave him here. He'll stay here at 293 Chapel Drive. He'll stay here and we'll wait. And, you know, he can stack up his money, get a job and stuff. But that's not what was requested of them. And now that I'm in a position where I'm getting ready to try and sign different deals and do my job opportunities with the state of North Carolina system, where if I go to Pitt Community College Alumni Foundation and talk to Mr. Bacon or Miss Frazier or any of the board of trustees at Pitt Community College, where I become a public educator, and they're going to have to look at my record of the last 4 to 6 years of everything that I've been doing, or every inconvenience that I've had, or my settings and environment, all of that stuff must be reported. As a public school educator, if I become in a public school educator position, all the stuff that they've been doing, worrying about weed, worrying about this, that, and the other on their dime and their personal just because they were being nosy, I need all this stuff reported on the fact that my designer and developer, they're deserving of their commission and their payment out as self-employed as a designer commission as a line item on those budgets that I've been making. And this is Chief Dr. Andre Kent Jr. Making this recording, because over when I have to actually start working with the government and stuff, and they're gonna be smell, AJ, you smell like cannabis smoke. You smell like your medication. Where'd you get it from? I got it from the local cannabis shop, NC Tobacco Shop in Greenville, North Carolina, United States of America. That's where I got it from. Go get you a joint. If you're so worried about smoking and cannabis and stuff, maybe you should pay your people fairly so they can move out and do what they need to do, instead of it stays right on where we're telling AJ how we want our funds spent. Sweetie, I only owe you $150,000 for Young and Dumb Entertainment and all that stuff. You were only owed $150,000. Let's say the state of North Carolina writes you a $150,000 check. All my work and stuff is still mine. So now that I'm making a public statement of, I would love to pay Beverly Thomas her $200,000 loan back completely right now, and use this as, part of the continued conversations and talks about paying Beverly back her money, her $200,000 in loans, even though she didn't she didn't pay out that much as a loan through Navy Federal Credit Union through the loan agreement. We are now to the point where I'm just going to say it out loud. I'm ready to pay back $200,000 to Beverly, and then from that point forward, we're going to go ahead with the 10 million an hour booking fees, minimums for booking me, making a request, making a task, making a request, making a errand or stuff for myself to do, which I have many other jobs and other things that are so much more important than that. So if Melody wants this room based off my family and them doing their parenting and stuff, my mom being a grandma for the first time, trying to take care of grandbabies and stuff, and I'm in here. AJ, you've been sitting around, laying around, this, that, and other. Have turned all my paperwork to the state turned all my budgets for the last 6 years into the state, turned all my albums into the state, turned all my operating agreements to the state of North Carolina to be worked amongst the Small Business Network and the Small Business Center and Small Business Administration, not amongst the public school teachers, not amongst the public government, not amongst them. It should be under the Small Business Network as was agreed to. Now, when we originally made the company and we said, let's close the car, we can close the account and reopen it, that's exactly what I did. I closed the BB&T account. It was closed. I dissolved that portion of the company, and then I updated the business plan, and then I started sending in all the new projects that I reworked and redid from 2016 up to now. And then I made new projects to go to what we were originally requesting money for, which is to invest in startup companies that would make back our return, not invest in my ideas and my projects. We said we would open up a company where we can do a business accelerator, which is Young and Dumb Startups, where we would go find projects from Indiegogo, Kickstarter, GoFundMe, and we decided through those programs and organizations that we would go find startup companies to invest in. I never told them that they could use my ideas and my property and my inventions and designs and stuff to fund Young and Dumb Startups and that stuff. I don't care whether they're trying to say it now. Well, we were trying to invest in AJ's idea, but that's not what I asked you for the loan for. So I'm ready to pay them back, and I'm ready to send them on their way. And especially with them being tied to the government system and public education, I don't think they should have been around me every day. 6 years, it's like a 6-year term loan. So if the school wants to negotiate a deal with me at $450,000 for a year of work, and that's already been turned in anyway, just segment it as a year of work, pay them their $150,000, and please send them ladies on about their way.